Are you a big horror guy? Were you into horror before? Are you now? What other genres? What other
Oh God.
horror are you into? What's your other favorite?
Well, that's a good question because I did love it as a kid. I mean, I wouldn't say I was obsessed with it as some people are. I mean, I could care less about slasher films, although I'll watch them. I enjoy them, but it's not like, I mean, there are people that are just like obsessed with the slasher films or, this kind of stuff, which is great. But I mean, we had Twilight movie back in Baltimore when I was a kid. Came on at 4 p.m. And my mom did you do your homework? My mom, yes. But, I was watching, Twilight movie. We had one TV in the kitchen, so I had to watch it there, when my mom was making dinner. And, they would show everything from Doris Day movies to, all the sci-fi movies like Mothra and, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman and all that stuff. And then they would play also all the Roger Corman stuff with Vincent Price, like House of Wax and Tingler and The Fly and that kind of thing. But then they would also have all the Universal Horror monster movies, and I loved anything with a theremin, and because they'd have Wolfman and Frankenstein, forget it. I wanted Frankenstein. It's like I remember watching Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. I go, this is the best movie ever. They got all the monsters in it, and Abbott and Costello. And there's a scene where they've shipped Frankenstein from Transylvania along with Dracula or something, and they're taking him out of the packing material. And I'm like, Mom, you can order Frankenstein. He's like, in a box, and of course I found in the back of one of the comic books, like Tales from the Crypt comic book or something, I found you could order one. Of course, it was a 6-foot, cardboard cutout of Frankenstein,
Yeah.
but I had it in my room for years, and I had those, what was it? The models, they made the models that you could build. Was it Ideal or Testers? Testers was, I think, was the glue that you'd sniff while you were making them. But Aurora, and they made all those models, and they had all the Universal monsters and stuff like that. I was so into that stuff. I always looked for a good one. When like The Exorcist came out, I had to go see that, and Omen, and those kind of. I mean, my favorite horror movies are a lot of them, the ones that are, kind of spiritually fucked up, like those, like Rosemary's Baby, and, because they feel more real.
Yeah, it's more creepy.
Yeah, that's kind of like the thing that people like spend their whole life devoted to find out that it could be that fucked up. Well, if you believe in heaven, you have to believe in hell.